I used to date Kara Anthony. I don't know if you know Kara Anthony.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So her family either is no, her family's from Baltimore, but she had family at one point in NC getting married. So when she and I were seeing each other, we took a trip out there. I just don't remember exactly where in NC it was. Wherever that was. I mean, it was neat. It was different for me because I hadn't really been anywhere. I mean, back then I had only lived in Miami and LA, right? So I was used to big cities.
Yeah.
But out there it seemed a lot more chill.
Yeah, it is. It's really calm out here, man. I'm about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours from Charlotte.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a nice little drive, but it's cool. It's a nice. I'm in central NC, so it's like close to Raleigh. Close. It's right in the middle between Raleigh and Charlotte. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. You know, it's funny. I used to call. I never knew how that word or that name was pronounced, and I used to call it Rayleigh.
Oh, right.
And so that I learned it was Raleigh, and I'm like, damn it, I must have sounded like an idiot to so many people for years.
Yeah, it's easy to do. Yeah, it's easy to do.
Tell me
Everything.
something. Are you familiar with? So it's spelled mobile, right? Like mobile, but it's in Alabama. I believe it's in Alabama.
A mobile
Is
out.
it pronounced mobile or mobile?
I have no idea. I've always said mobile out Alabama.
Yeah, it sounds like mobile to me too because it looks like mobile, so I called it that. But somebody called me out on it one
Yes.
day on social media, and I was like, damn, now I don't know.
Yeah, it's really tough to really tell with the southern, like
Yeah,
being in the south. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, there's something I'm finding too, which I wasn't. I mean, obviously, when you're in real estate, like especially if you're out of state, like you get to learn about a lot of different places, right? And what places are called and things like that. And I came to learn that there's a lot of areas or a lot of cities that have um, they basically share the same name with like a bunch of other places in the US. You know, like for example, like Miami, Florida is very common, but there's also a Miami somewhere else. I don't remember if it's in. Have you heard of the other Miami? I don't remember where the other one is now. Maybe Ohio or something, but
no.
somewhere cold. There's another Miami, but no
Is it
one
in the
ever thinks
U.S.?
of.
Is it in the
Yeah,
U.S.?
yeah, for
Really?
sure. It's in the
Yeah.
U.S. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Like there's also a place down here in Oregon actually. I'm trying to remember which one it is. I'm drawing a blank on the name now. Oh, actually, I think it's a place called Dundee or Dundee, right in Oregon. But I think there's also another one on the northeast pocket of the country. Um, I might be wrong about that, but anyway, my point is that it's just I think it's funny because like there's so many possible names that you could call a place, but there's so many places that just have the same. And even with streets too, it's the same thing. Like a lot of streets are named the same all over the country, and I'm like, all right, I guess, you know.
Yeah, well, I think they're names. I think that's what it is. Like Miami is probably a name. I know Greensboro, where I'm at, is named
Mm.
after Nathan, like Nathaniel Green, and they just put a borough
Oh, I see.
in.
Oh, I
Well, a
see.
lot of them have to be names, and they might have been colonies at one point that they had set up.
Mm.
That's just what I'm thinking. Like, it's just part of it. So they may have been all over the country, and they just named them after that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, did you hear? I assume that were you ever a Wu-Tang fan?
A what?
A Wu-Tang fan?
Oh man, yeah. Gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you know that they finally named a street after them, right?
I saw that, man. That's cool. Like
Wasn't
right
that
there in
cool?
Shaolin. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
yeah,
that's cool that they did that, man. Gave them some recognition
yeah,
because they did a lot of stuff in the community. I bet. I bet you
yeah,
did a lot of things in the community anyway. But yeah,
yeah.
I remember seeing them in the '90s, man. Saw them perform. Them and KRS-One. They were.
Oh man.
That was a beast of a that thing. That was like crazy. Uh,
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that was one of the best performances. I can't remember the name of the club that we saw it at, but it was big known. Dang, it's really popular, but it's right there off of Sunset.
In LA?
It was in LA. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was a big hip hop.
I wonder. I think of Sunset and I'm also think of comedy clubs.
Of what?
Comedy clubs, because you know they got the
Oh yeah,
comedy store.
comedy
Yeah.
store. Yeah, yeah. It's one of the bigger known places because we went there quite often to go look at different
Mhm.
performances. I saw KRS-One perform there, Wu Tang on the same night, Black Eyed Peas before they were like big. I'm just trying to name. I can't
Interesting.
remember. Yeah, it was really, yeah, that's cool that they did that for them. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
still out there.
I thought, who's still out there?
They're still doing like performances. I think they just went on tour. Like they did an
Oh,
international.
Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang did, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them. I saw them years ago when I was in my 20s. I saw them. I was in Miami, well, technically Fort Lauderdale. They were at a club called Revolution. I did see them twice. Um, I saw, Killer Priest, right? Killer Priest is he's not like he's not like an official member of the official nine, but he's like an extension of Wu-Tang because they got a lot of affiliations and artists that they kind of put out under the Wu-Tang brand, but they're not like technically part of the official nine members. Anyway, Killer Priest is one of them, and I saw Killer Priest also out there too. But he was at like a super small, dingy club. I mean, Killer Priest is super, like he's not pop by any measure. Like literally any member of Wu Tang is way more pop than Killer Priest is. Even though they're not, right? Except maybe Meth. Meth always gets shit for being
I'm
for
trying
being
to
the pretty boy.
remember. I'm trying to remember Killer Priest and what he did, what tracks he made. I'm trying to remember.
His first album was like real big album was Heavy Mental.
Oh, okay.
That was the name. It was a blue album. It's got his face. I think was in the circle, or maybe it was like maybe it might have just been his name.
Is this a
But he
new?
wasn't like he's super scientific and philosophical. So not everybody jives with that.
Oh, okay. That's. I've
Yeah,
heard the name. I just can't remember any of his cuts and what tracks he made.
yeah,
Oh, he made a
yeah.
lot.
They're definitely not something to dance to.
Oh, it's yeah, yeah. Which is stuff I used to listen to. I used to listen to all those guys. Cool Keith,
Yeah,
Rats Gas. You know what I mean?
Cool Keith. Wow, I don't hear that name a lot. Yeah, Cool
Yeah,
Keith for sure. Doctor Octagon.
yeah, man. Yeah, I used to listen to
Yeah,
all those guys, man. That's
yeah,
that's what all we well, it was in the '90s, and we were on the West Coast, and a lot of the East Coast stuff we did listen to, but we just basically anything that was out there that we could just grab a hold of. That's what we did. Far
yeah.
Side, you know,
Barca was popular. Yeah,
yeah,
I remember them. Yeah, man, I miss those days, bro. Sometimes I don't listen to that music much anymore. Every once in a while, I get kind of nostalgic and I'll throw it on, and I'll have like a day where it's just like pure throwback.
yeah,
But I've noticed as I've gotten older, I'm like I just can't really vibe with it the way I used to. Like the messaging, the tone. I think is what it is. The tone of it. I'm a little bit more like I'm a bit brighter now at this point in life. Not brighter intellectually, but brighter like spiritually and energetically. And a lot of the tone level of the content is just kind of a drag. And I'm like, I still love it, right? Because it's reminiscent of my youth and all. But I'm like, okay, cool. I had my day. Now let me let me spruce up a little bit.
I had a guy actually made a good analogy about it. He said it sounds like blues.
Who said that?
Some guy named Peter. He was in my car one day. I was listening to Evidence and like Dilated Peoples, and
Dilated people. Yeah.
yeah, and I was in the car, and he didn't realize it until he said it. He said
Mm,
it sounds like blues music, and it kind of
yeah.
because they're talking about the hood and all the stuff that's going
Yep.
on in the inner city and the urban and people dying and I
Yep.
didn't realize it until he said that. I was like, yeah, you're right. It kind of does have like a blues kind of feel to it. Gives you in that mood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
But I can see it too because it is true. But also, if you think about it, like from a literal standpoint, like blues music was influential
Oh, great.
uh,
Absolutely.
for them. You know.
Hold on one second. I got to send this link to him. He says he needs the link. I
Okay.
sent it to him, but he hasn't. Let me see what's going on here. Register a copy event link.
I wish there was a way to get this on full screen on my phone, but it's logged in through the web. There isn't like an app for this, right?
No, there isn't. I thought I would try this out, but I'm probably not going to keep using it. Um,
Mm.
I just thought I'd get more members. I thought I'd get more people on it because I know Zoom only allows but so much unless you pay for it. But
Mm.
that's why I did that. There. Let's see. There it is. So how did you log into it? Did you log into to this through the event link that I sent, or how was it? Did you go into what I sent you through the text message?
Mm. Oh yeah, no, I did it through the text message.
You did it through the text. Maybe he's trying to do it through the. There it is. No, it's lagging. So I'm gonna just send him the text message then.
Okay.
All right, cool. I sent it to him. He's only going to hop on for a little while here. I just have a few questions for him about his program and what he's offering.
Mm.
He's got a lot of stuff going on with his deal.
Nice.
All right.
You
Yeah.
you're strictly realtor, right? Or do you do other stuff in real estate?
Just doing real estate right now as far as sales. Yeah, I'm doing. I have a lot of different clients that are in the first-time home buyers. I work with a few investors, but none of them working on any major projects. You know, smaller projects. They're just building their own homes for their families and stuff like that. But I do plan on venturing off into the investor side. You know, I'm dealing with one client. He's trying to purchase a bigger venue. He's tired of dealing with just small rentals. He wants to get into the multifamily. But you know, making that conversion is a big deal for a guy that's already doing that. That's known as one thing, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it is a bit of a different. I mean, it's not like, you know, I don't know. I mean, others would probably disagree. I wouldn't say it's totally different, but there are some differences, you know, from the financing to what you're looking for. How many doors is he looking for?
he's actually wants to do not even a multifamily. I think he's thinking more in the lines of opening up a franchise or a big like a Dollar Tree or something similar to that.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah,
more on the commercial side.
he's on the commercial. Yeah, so he's trying to.
Mm.
But I mean, he wants some. He wants a renter. He wants to rent it out and then think about doing something bigger later on because a lot of things are happening out here in North Carolina. They just passed they just rezoned a whole county or a part of a county where they have 200 acres where they're going to be building a casino out here. So
Mm.
and they're going to be doing it in 3 other counties, and I think well 3 counties total. So in the rural areas, and I think he's trying to think about the future and what it's going to look like, and he might be thinking of hotels and things of that nature. You know what I mean? And actually trying
Yeah.
to zone. I just don't know what he's thinking. We just talked about this a couple of weeks ago because this law just got passed out here about what was it in the end of August.
Okay.
So we're going to
The
see how
laws to allow the casino.
yeah.
Got it.
We've been fighting for it for about 10 years, and I've been hearing about it because we had like small sweepstakes, but
Mm.
now they're actually making it a big point, and they're pushing it really hard. So it
I
is
see.
going to be something that they're going to be.
What do you have, like, you've been out there for a while, right? For some years?
I've been in Greensboro. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? How are you doing, man?
Doing all right. How about you?
Good, man. We only have about 5 minutes left. Nobody turned up, so it's fine. We're just gonna go ahead and shoot it. You know, just go ahead and just talk about a few things and
Yeah.
ask you a few questions. I got Kramer here. Kramer is he works in private money. He does a lot of investments. He purchases around the United States, and we just have a few questions for you. We try to kind of figure out what you're doing. We got about maybe 5 minutes left here, so I know you had to hop off, so that's great. That actually works out.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to meet you, Kramer. Man, just we can flip it over to networking and see how we can do deals together, man.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's try to make it work. So let's I just wanted to know how you like what projects are you currently working on and how much what that you or have worked on in the past and to just kind of go from there. I know you're working on you have
let's flip it. I'd love to know more about Kramer's wheelhouse because I'm not going to bore you with everything that's irrelevant. So if you don't mind, I mean that way because there's a lot of stuff from all asset classes and different states and different counties and material makeup that we're working on right now. And it's not just tiny homes; it's all the way from ADUs to multifamily. So we were 200 million in progress right now in moving dirt. So yeah, it's
wow.
yeah, so like industrial, commercial, quadplex, eightplex, sixplex, 150 unit, a 200 unit, 100 or 75 to 100 unit multifamily build out conversions that we have in our pipeline because we have different silos in our business. So from
Okay.
property to vetting it, make sure that the underwriting is actually going to like it. So that way it goes through as far as vertical build. So we're vertically integrated on stuff, but that's kind of like a broad stroke of it all because cost per square foot, zoning, fighting against NIMBY, making sure that it's going to have a good business model, marketing plan to pre-sell, or even too with the investors that are looking at land flipping and doing other cool stuff. So we work with a lot of different people, man. I mean, it could be from those who have land and those who don't. They could be zoned for agricultural. Could be for cash flow appreciation or depreciation, or two of the three, or all three of the above. I just got that 20-minute notice, but yeah, I mean that's kind of like the broad stroke of it all. I mean, because we're finding property, and why leave money on the table even if we're not going to do the project? We have like 30 to 45 different buy boxes that we work with. So, but yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, Kramer, kind of just give a rundown of what you do. I'm a real estate broker. I have various clients that I work with. I'm getting into the investor side, so that's why I'm trying to like branch out, trying to get some more knowledge and try to network as many people as I can, and work with them and try to connect them to different individuals.